Save the date, Thursday, September 26th, is the Fisherman Magazine's fishing show at the Hilton in Melville, Long Island. Doors open at 5 p.m. and the first 500 through the door get a bag full of fishing gear worth more than the $20 admission. Inshore, offshore, surf, we cover it all. Fishing seminars from the Sharpies. Great deals on tackle. A giant raffle. You don't want to miss out. Want to be an exhibitor? We still have a few tables available, but they're going fast. Contact the fisherman at 631-345-5200 for more info. See you there.
Hey, tune into this week's weekly video fishing forecast for a look at our big show tonight at the Huntington Hilton. The glossy issue just came out. It's packed full of content for the October issue of the magazine. We have reports, events around the island, an open boat special, and a recipe on sea robins.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
Hey, today's September 26th, and we are checking in from the Nautical School in Lindenhurst. This is a really important place. It's a great place to come to, especially these coming months and the winter months. They do captain's courses, so if you're looking to get your six-pack or any license for that matter, got to see these guys, got to get their course. Also, by January, the new year, you have to get your boating safety certificate. Everybody needs that. If you operate a motorized boat in New York State, you're going to need one of these to be on the water. Anybody will be having to have one of these next year. Even better, at the show tonight, the Nautical School will be giving out $50 gift cards in some of the goodie bags for the people who come through the door. So even more incentive to come here and take your boater safety course or your captain's course. Now let's get into what you can expect at the show. Yeah, the 2024 show will be covering inshore, offshore, surf. It's going to be all northeast fishing. It's going to be even more than this event was traditionally spotlighted with. Free with admission is a seat at 8 exclusive seminars from Long Island's greatest fishing authorities covering surf, offshore, light tackle, inshore, and some travel stuff as well. Learn from the best anglers in the seminar lineup. It includes Alberto Nye, Matt Broderick, Captain John Padawano, Dave Anderson, Bill Wetzel, John Skinner, Comanche Surf Casting, Jenni Ackerman, and John Raguso. Doors open at 5 p.m. this year, an hour earlier than last year's event. Keep that in mind, and we will run through 10 p.m. The first 600, yeah, I said that right, 600 attendees through the door are going to receive a goodie bag filled with tackle along with a raffle ticket that can win you some great prizes at the big raffle at the end of the night, so stay to the end. The earlier you arrive, the more variety you'll find in your goodie bag. Check out the Fisherman's show ad in the October and the September issue to see what's in the goodie bags. Goodie bags, you can expect stuff from our sponsors this year: Yozuri, Owner Hooks, Tin Man Teasers, Spro, Tsunami, Mustad, Berkeley Outgags, and even more. And do not forget about that Nautical School $50 gift card. They're going to be giving out 200 of those. All right, the October issue is out. It's a huge issue. It's one of the big full issues that we put out. It's chock full of content. Let's run through it. First up, we have black sea bass. Good for 24, not so much in 25. If you guys do sea bass fish, you're gonna wanna check this one out. Then it's the Four Horsemen, all about those Albie assassins. If you are an albacore fisherman, you love getting on these fish, take a look at this one. I wrote this article. It's called Shallow Water Tog Tactics. Probably one of my favorite types of fishing in the fall. It's all off my skiff. I talk about how I do it, the ins and outs. Take a look at that one. You're a surf fisherman, migration mindset, exploiting urgency and competition. This is a surf article. It's by Dave Anderson. He's a surf sharpie. You want to take a look at this one. And last, but certainly not least, is our offshore expert. He writes one called October's Big Game, Late Season Pelagics. That's by John Raguso. Talks about all these great tuna that you can catch and how to catch them during the late season. We got another open boat up and so for you guys this week. Jenni goes back to mullet. There's a lot of mullet on the local beaches. The fluke and striped bass, bluefish, they're all over them. Jenni, what do you got for us?
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Open Boat. Today we're out here and we're catching mullet. Oh, I'll get him later, but we're catching mullet. As promised, we got the mullet lure operation in full swing. And in the meantime, I got my rod here, I got my 9-foot ready and rigged up for bluefish because bluefish love the mullet run as much as I do. I got a nice super strike sinking popper. And we're gonna catch some blues too. Let's have some fun. Oh yeah. So now that you saw how the process of netting the mullet goes down with the mullet lures, you can go into your local tackle shop and get yourself a nice bag of fresh mullet. And you can go and you can grab yourself a handy dandy mullet rig and go out there and catch yourself some bluefish or some stripers. Catch you guys on next week's Open Boat.
The Tobay Boat Show is back October 4th through the 6th. Long Island boat dealers will be there with big savings on existing inventory and 2024 models. From fishing boats to personal watercraft, this show has it all. Free parking and fun for the whole family. Visit NewYorkBoatShows.com.
You know, the sea robin gets no respect. Many of them consider them a bait-stealing nuisance. But the truth is they are easy to catch, easy to clean, and they taste absolutely delicious. A New England editor, Dave Anderson, stopped at the Shipwright's Daughter in Mystic, Connecticut to get a lesson in processing and cooking this underappreciated fish. From James Beard, award-winning chef David Standridge.
So here we are, we're in Mystic, Connecticut. We're just steps away from the historic drawbridge. We're at the Shipwright's Daughter with James Beard Award winner, Chef David Standridge. And before we even begin, I just want to congratulate you on the win. I mean, when I saw the nomination, I knew you're going to win. But it's a huge achievement, and I just want to make sure we congratulate you on that. You may have figured this out, but I'm a huge fan of the restaurant, and I might even push it a little bit further and say I'm a little bit of a fanboy. I follow everything you guys do, and I might even say that my wife has a little bit of a food crush on you, which we might need to talk about later. But anyway, the thing that sort of inspired me to come here was actually a photo posted by our mutual friend, Mikey D'Alfonso, who's also one of the bartenders here. And it was actually a shot of a sea robin preparation that was published in a local newspaper. And when I saw that, I said, man, I mean, not only does that elevate a sea robin past, casual throwback right up into the stratosphere of edible artistry, but, it just made me think this guy's really got something going on. I got to try this place. So, we made the drive. I called up Mikey. We made the drive, and we were totally blown away. And one thing, as I've come here more and more, that's really stood out is that you really like to use locally caught, fresh caught ingredients. You make good relationships with all the local fishermen, and you also push the boundaries of what, is a typical, seafood that's typically found on a fine dining menu. What inspires you to do that?
Mostly it came from just wanting to use more bycatch, and the targeted species that people fish for, black bass, fluke, the kind of the big ones.
Yep.
They're under pressure as a fishery, and even though there's still plenty of them, we want to try to take the focus away and diversify the seafood that we're eating. And the reality is, there's no such thing as a garbage fish. They're all delicious.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to introduce people to them and try to diversify our selections.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a walk in the kitchen and check it out.
Awesome. Right this way. before we cook the fish, we're going to have to cut the fish. So this is a beautiful sea robin that we just caught out on Mikey's boat. I got this great knife from Dexter. It's the perfect knife for this. The way we do it, it's a little different. We're going to basically butterfly it. So we make a cut here, make a cut here, and then just go right down the spine. And then you're going to hit sort of the belly bones, and you can cut right through those. And then we do the same thing on the other side. So now this is basically your two fillets, and they're still connected, by the belly. So we just flip it over and do a little snip there. Boop. And we got this beautiful piece right here. And you might notice I left the scales on. Sea robin have tiny little scales, so you can eat those.
Got it.
No problem. Save yourself a step. And then we're just going to take the pin bones out, and we're ready to go. So I got a pair of fishing pliers. You can use any kind of pliers, honestly.
All right.
And really, you could leave these bones in if you don't mind taking them out as you're eating it. But for more of a fine dining preparation, we want to give people sort of the feeling of eating a whole fish. The tail's still on it. It looks like a whole fish in a way, but nobody really wants to mess with bones.
Absolutely.
So we try to, when you're trying to get people to try new things, I'm going to make it as easy as possible. All right, so we're just going to get this seasoned, and then we're going to get it on the plancha.
Okay. Salt and pepper.
Salt, white pepper. I don't really worry about seasoning the skin side, so it's not particularly going to stick. We can give it a little bit. This fin right here can stay. It's just going to get crispy. Yep. So this is a plancha, gets to be like over 600 degrees in the hot spot there. It's great for searing. And just pressing it down so it doesn't curl up until the skin cooks a little bit. We're going to try to cook this about 90% on the skin side, because you want the skin to get all the way rendered out and all the way crispy but not burnt. A lot of times fish like this, when we cook it in the pan, we'll start in a pan, get it super hot just like this, and then put the pan in the oven with the skin side down, and it'll keep cooking on the skin side.
Is this, basically the a la plancha fish recipe that you see on the menu all the time?
Pretty much. Really just means like what we're cooking it on.
Yep.
Planchas are great. Like this spot is super hot, and then you got different temperatures as you move back because the burner's like right there. Hardest part with fish is getting your pan hot enough. So something like this. I actually make these now for outdoor grills too. Or you could get like a cast iron, just like a regular cast iron griddle, and put it on your outdoor grill and instead of get crazy hot.
Okay.
That would definitely work.
That's good to know.
We're gonna add the squash. This is some honey nut squash that we've roasted, but it needs to get a little bit of caramelization on it from the plancha. And then we do this with all of our fish and meat, really. Is you do a nice paste with butter. Okay. Butter and herbs, usually rosemary and thyme. And what happens when you do this is the butter gets brown, and the solids, like the nice nutty solids from the butter, will stick to the flesh of the fish.
I can't even tell you the smells in here right now. Unbelievable.
And really, people see me doing this like, oh my God, there's so much fat, but none of that fat really actually goes on the plate.
Right.
It's like all the butter solids come out and they go on the fish, and the actual fat just runs off.
Wow.
So now the skin is still getting crispy, and we're basically kind of deep frying the top with this butter and herbs. And then we'll just flip that, and that'll go to the back there. It's a pretty thick fillet, actually. You know, people love to criticize sea robin for not having enough meat, but it's like almost an inch thick.
Absolutely.
And so we'll put it back here where it's not as hot, and that's going to cook through the fillet side. And those squash are nice and kind of sit in that butter. So this is green romesco sauce. So it's a Spanish sauce. It's made with poblano peppers, hazelnuts, cherry vinegar, and garlic. And then we're going to take our squash and our fish off the plancha here. So crispy. Sometimes kind of give it another little shot just to give it the extra crispy. Okay. And then this guy's gonna go.
The first time you ever ate sea robin, did you cook it for yourself or did you have it somewhere?
I cooked it for myself.
Yeah.
Because I had heard about it. Actually, you know, where I really heard about it was just an article about sustainability and fish and chips in England, and they kind of went through all the cod, they went through all the haddock, and sea robin for a while was the fish and chips fish of choice in England, and people really loved it, so I knew it was good. So that's just little roasted hazelnuts and olive oil,
Okay.
and then we're ready to go. I'm going to hit it with a little Espelette pepper, and then just a little salt on the skin, and we're good to go.
Fantastic. Oh, dude, I can't wait.
That's a good fish right there.
Absolutely. A little bit of that sauce in there. It's even better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I mean, I'm totally blown away. This is why it's my favorite restaurant. Fantastic. And now we're going to check in with Mikey, one of the bartenders here at the Shipwright's Daughter, also a great fisherman and a great author for our magazine. He's going to give us a wine pairing for this amazing dish.
This is the Alice from Puglia in Italy, right in the heel of the boot. Pairs well with almost all seafood dishes, especially the ones we do here at the restaurant. Has a nice salinity, citrusy notes to it, and it goes really well with the sea robin dish that we're preparing today.
Well, as you can see, this place is incredible. It's my favorite restaurant. I drive 80 minutes regularly to come to this place. It always blows me away. If you're heading anywhere in New England, if you're coming up from New Jersey, you're coming up from Long Island, wherever, you got to stop here. It's in Mystic, Connecticut. Easy to get to. You're always going to have a phenomenal meal. I'm Dave Anderson from the Fisherman Magazine. You guys got to check this place out.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Hey, and just coming off the show, we got even more for you guys. Keep in mind, the 27th through the 29th is the Fred Golofaro Memorial Montauk Classic in Montauk. A little different this year. Montauk Anglers Club is going to be the weigh-in station for the event. Check out the ad in the magazine. You can sign up at the tackle shop as well. I'm going to be there at the awards ceremony. Awards ceremony starts between 12 and 12:30 on Sunday. Hope to see you out there. Now let's take a look at the upcoming events. Scotty's Offshore Shootout. That ends on the 29th. It's almost over, this tournament. Next up is the Fisherman's Surf Intro Offshore Show. That takes place today, September 26th. Then this weekend, September 27th to the 29th, is the Fred Golofaro Memorial Surf Fishing Classic. Then also on the 27th to the 28th is the 4th Annual Fall Fishing Showdown. And then also, during the time of the tournament, in Montauk is also going to be the Corkers Cup Challenge. That's from the 27th through the 29th. October 4th through 6th is the 47th Annual Tobay Boat Show. And October 17th through 19th is Mr. Poseidon's 4th Annual 3-Day Montauk Striper Challenge. For details and the latest events, visit thefisherman.com/events.
For nearly 90 years, the Viking fleet from Montauk has been putting anglers on the fish. Whether you jump on a half-day trip, Fish the deep for an overnight adventure targeting big game, a day trip to Block, or a sunset cruise. Their experienced captains and crew have you covered. VikingFleet.com.
All right, let's head over to the map. I'll tell you what I've been hearing. First up, we got Joe Laundrie and his 6-year-old kids, Levi and 2-year-old Lillian. They had this 22-inch fluke. This was caught off West Sayville Dock. Really nice fluke for the dock. There's a great bite going on in that area right now. Then Mike C's 5-year-old son, he landed this 8.5-pounder on a peanut bunker while fishing in Mauritius Bay. Next up, we got Joe. He shows off an 8-pounder from inside the Great South Bay in the Patchogue area, caught on a live peanut bunker. Abel, he's from Fairview, New Jersey. He made the trip out to Montauk, fished on the Viking, caught this impressive 4.7-pound pool-winning sea bass. They fished by Block Island. Fireman PJ, he had a 5.5-pound fluke on the Lazy Bones in Montauk. That fluke bite is going off right now in Montauk. I highly recommend you get on it. Going back down to the west, Laurel Lee, they told me they had great week fishing in the evening hours on their trips and a very, very solid fluke bite during the day and all in the bay. More from Fire Island. The fluke action has been hot in the bay for the Captain Gillen. Here's a nice one that Joe caught on the boat early in the week. Heading back out to the North Fork, the bass bite is heating up in the gut for the Nancy Ann. They braved the conditions last week and they got out and they got it done. Celtic West and Port Jefferson, they were seeing some good action with the porgies last week. Despite the conditions, we had those heavy northeast winds. Keep in mind, they'll be moving the boat to Mattatuck soon for some east end fishing. Personally, I got some reports of good surf fishing from the south side of Montauk with Bill Wetzel. He told me the stripers up 25 pounds during the northeast blow. Also heard Shinnecock and Mauritius inlets were going off right now with stripers to 40 pounds. Some bluefish in the mix and bonito in the mix as well. Fish are all feeding on those mullet. Keep in mind those mullet and the peanut bunker. There's also a good fluke bite developing around the South Shore inlets from the rocks and the nearby ocean beaches. If you do have a notable catch, email me at mbroderick@thefisherman.com. I'll try and get into the magazine or the weekly video fishing forecast.
Hellmaster EX. This award-winning system features the first single-engine joystick with digital electric steering and new autopilot capability. See Hellmaster EX in action at a Yamaha Outboard dealer or visit YamahaOutboards.com.
Meteorologist Rich Von Ohlen, his weather and fishing report is brought to you by Premium Bucktails. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. We'll check that weekend forecast. You can always check your favorite apps, weather tools, weather sites, whatever you got. This is a general heads-up, general overview on the upcoming weekend. A quick fishing report with all the not-so-nice weather in the ocean. I've still been bay hopping the southwest corner of Nassau, Oceanside, Long Beach. And, there's plenty of blowfish, sea bass, porgies, a lot of bluefish the other day. Still some fluke there. So that may be your best bet if you can't get out in the ocean. The bays still have plenty of life there. Look for some of the bait. Been pretty good, but again, we hope to get in the ocean pretty soon to get that bass run going. But water temp 60s to near 70. It looks like Friday may be a day to get out in the ocean. Now, Hurricane Helene is going to hit Florida and weaken over the Ohio Valley. We're in between systems, so the winds on Friday may not be too bad. You may be able to get one day to get out there and enjoy a nice day of fishing without the easterly wind, but comes back Saturday, Sunday. Unfortunately, the map's showing that yet again. We've had so much of this, and again, turn this wind off from the east. I wish we had better news for Saturday, Sunday, but it doesn't look too nice yet again. Waves 2 to 4, 48 in the ocean. The sound will start to chop up to the bays, Great South Bay, Peconic Bay, maybe your best bet to surf here this upcoming week. And again, I wish I had some better news. Saturday temps, 60s, 70s, even a touch cooler on Sunday. My go-to app is the Wind Guru. And you see Friday looks good, for a change. Nice day with hardly any breeze. But then look at the yellows. Come right back with the arrows coming from the east Saturday, Sunday. And that means things aren't going to be too nice. Again, Friday, best bet. If you can get out, sneak out and do it, that will be the best day. Because Saturday, Sunday, we're right back to that nasty east wind coming in. But if any good news, long range. So in the first week of October, weather getting better, winds going back to the west. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. In the meantime, if you go out this weekend, catch them up, be safe as always, and do the best you can. Matt, back to you.
Now let's check in with Captain Timothy O'Rourke from Montauk. Tim.
Thank you, Matt. Well, good morning, everybody. As you can see, the weather's still kind of bad. and that's been the story for the last week. So very limited report, but the surf casting out in Montauk definitely picked up. So I was hiking around the point this weekend. There were plenty of guys picking fish out of the surf on the south beaches out at the point, anywhere from slot size to a little under and a little over. So that's a good sign. It's looking like it's going to be a good surf casting season out in Montauk. So come on out and try getting some fish if the weather doesn't improve. Again, my Castoktoberfest event is at Montauk Lake Club, October 13th, Columbus weekend, Sunday. We'll be doing a barbecue and beer with Montauk Brewing. And we got tons of good raffle prizes. Got a full rod and reel setup from Sage Fly Fishing. We have Costa sunglasses, some stuff from Grundon's, a bunch of other rods from Douglas and Rise, and a few other special raffle prizes. So come on out that Sunday and join us for a good casting event on the lawn. All right, Matt, I'm going to let it get back to you. The weather's looking like it's going to improve for Friday and Saturday, and hopefully we can get out there and catch some fish.
From Shinnecock, we check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. If you're seeing this Thursday, don't forget tonight, 6 to 10 at the Hunting Hilton is the Fisherman Show. A lot of seminars, very interesting topics, speakers. It's going to be a ton of vendors, bunch of raffles. Everyone gets a gift bag. Definitely something you don't want to miss if you're able to make it there. So again, 6 to 10, Huntington Hilton. See you over there. And the fishing has been a little bit tough with this wind pattern. Some people have gotten out front and pretty much just ended up snagging some bunker, maybe trying to get a few drifts in. But what is encouraging is that in the inlets there have been some fish. Back in the bay there have been some fish. Both by boat and by shore. A couple of people that have been fishing tonight heard of a 25-pounder bit to the west, and that was after hours of grinding. So it's not like the abundant, crazy, full run kind of bite, but there's definitely more fish around this past week than there was the week before. So that's great. Some fluke fishing going on back in the bay and in the inlet. I was down by the inlet yesterday, saw a Shinnecock star, was out there kind of battling conditions. I did see a few fish get pulled up. I cast a bit off the beach earlier today on a lunch break. Didn't get into anything. Did see a good number of birds working out in the ocean, way out of casting range, but that was east of Shinnecock Inlet. So seems like things are kind of coming together and good things ahead. So short report. Hopefully we'll have more to tell you next week, okay? Hope to see everybody at the show. Back to you, Matt.
From Northport, the Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle Report.
Hey folks, it's great to see you this weekend. Last weekend I was away with the wife and we were just having a fantastic time and no time for reports. So here we are again today, back just in time for a windy week. You know, this wind has been blowing out of the east and that's really been impeding fishing. Haven't seen boats out on the water. We were out, it was like victory at sea, you might want to call it. And blitz conditions in some areas, but the fishing is on tight and then all of a sudden it could be off. You know, we see a lot of fish, bait rather, in the back of the harbor, stacked with peanut bunker. See loads of spearing, actually loads of mullet. We've got mullet runs going on right now, but I didn't see fish on these mullet. Sea bass, little scarce, you know, and the quality, that's between Cold Spring Harbor again and the Stony Brook area. But bluefish, striped bass, totally in the mix, waiting for those false albacore still to the east. They make a show and disappear. The wind is not helping. And bonito have been on and off, but that's typical of bonito. I see a lot of stuff. Water temps are 70 degrees. We're looking for them to drop. If that water starts to drop, you're going to see some fantastic fishing. And that's what Phil and I are waiting for. You know, that's going to be really good. But you can get down to the beach and get some black fishing going on. The blackfish are in shallow, man. And October 11th, you got to wait. Don't break the law and take any, but go out there and just have a fantastic time and come on down and get some crabs from us. They absolutely love them. Anything else going on? Snappers everywhere. Snappers and porgies all over the docks. Spot is starting to wane a little bit, but as I mentioned, we're at 70 degrees, so these fish are waiting for the drop in the temperature. I'm thinking like maybe in the next moon phase, you're going to see things start to shift again. So there's plenty to do to go out there and enjoy yourself and create memories with friends and everything. I know I'm trying to. I've got Phil's second baby is on the way November 1st. going to be a grandpa again. So what that means is got to get fishing before we're busy with the babies again, right? There's always so much to do in life, isn't there? So take advantage of those moments that you can get out and just have some levity, go fishing, keep it easy, keep it simple. If you have questions, call the shop. We answer a whole lot of questions to viewers of the Fisherman, and people love to come to the shop and grab a hat and say hello, and that's fantastic. That's what we're here for. It's a tackle shop. We're part of the community, and it's an important store here, both of them, to hang out and chit-chat with people and talk fish, talk about life. And that's what it's all about, isn't it, folks? I hope to see you at the shop. And until then, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
Now the latest from All Pro Tackle and Market in Lindenhurst.
Thanks, Matt. I'm starting to get excited. The cooler temperatures are going to be moving that striped bass migration down around, Montauk and over towards our area of Fire Island. I'm kind of expecting like the second week of October, we may be seeing some of that bite. So I'm pretty excited about that. However, get on the blowfish bite. This is something that I normally don't do, but I started doing it this year, and what a blast. And some of the best eating fish and easiest cleaning fish on the planet. We've neglected these fish for years. We got to take advantage of that. You have some kids, you just want to go out, you don't got to spend a lot of gas, you don't even need a boat. Go to a pier, use some clams, small little hooks, little flounder hooks are fun. I use sabiki rigs with some clam on it. Bingo, you're gonna have a blast. There's plenty of them around. Also, weak fish are around. We crushed the weak fish on the live peanuts. It was fun, it's a blast. You know what? Weak fish used to be an early morning bite or a late evening bite. We were catching weak fish at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So as long as you're there when they're there and you got a live peanut, it's gonna happen. So you want to target those known holes. The weak fish love getting down into holes and around debris and stuff like that. So your Ocean Beach area, your Tannis Park area, the Sore Thumb drop-off areas, all in there, around the bridges even though. Just live peanuts, bingo, tons of fun. Tuna bite, I'm hearing a lot of good things. Unfortunately, the weather has not been great, so therefore, haven't been able to get out there and roll. With that being said, the All Pro shop is open Friday through Sunday now through October. We've got crazy good end of the year sales because we only stay open to November 1st. So come in during the weekend, get a great egg sandwich, get some great deals. Talking about deals, let's talk about the Fisherman Show, baby. Tomorrow, Thursday, the 26th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., the Fisherman Show at the Hilton. I'm excited. I hope you see that because I want you to be excited. We're moving our overstock. We're making deals. We're doing 2 furs, 3 fours, whatever you got to do. We're moving product. Tomorrow is the day. Thursday, Hilton, Melville, Route 110, south of the LIE. Be there. The Fisherman Show. Back to you, Matt. Captain V, I'm out.
With the fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, I just got back from Montana, and wow, Montana is like Nirvana. Everybody should go there at least once in their life. I've been there 12 times, so it's a great place. But I was lucky enough to get out today. I'm guiding Dennis and Alice. It was a really nice day. They're brand new, very brand new. We did a little casting in the morning, and then we went out and did a little fishing, and it was good, but not easy. The water's really clear. It's low, tons of fish, and we had a couple on ants, and we had a couple on woolly buggers. That was the thing. But you had to almost annoy them to get them to eat. There were a lot of them. And the brook trout are starting to get into their fall colors. They're getting beautiful. It it's going to be a really interesting few weeks. I got a few guiding trips coming up here in the Connecticut. Now, as far as saltwater goes, well, I'm still hearing there's plenty of bait and out there, and you know, it's going to explode, I think, any day. You get a little storm to come up, and you know, wind, get everything moving. I think it's going to be terrific. I hope not too fast, though. I hope it extends, the season extends. You know, as far as you know, me, I'm going to be tying tonight at the it's the inshore surf offshore show that the Fisherman is putting on in the Hilton in Huntington, and it starts today at 4 o'clock. So I think it's 4, maybe it's 5, but be there. I'll be tying flies and talking about why I love fly fishing in salt water. So to next week, tie lines, everybody.
From Huntington, Captain Gaige.
Thanks, Matt. What's up, everybody? Captain Gaige here reporting to you from Huntington Harbor, where I fish 7 days a week for SandCityCharter.com. Check out the website, guys. And last week, we put out the inaugural episode of Bait Rats and Buoys, the podcast. It's about 21 minutes long. If you get a chance, listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. You can type in Bait Rats and Buoys, or you can get your links and the video at SandCityCharter.com. So tonight, we got the Fisherman Show over at the Huntington Hilton in Melville. We're excited. We're going to see you guys there from 5 to 10 p.m. So if you're not doing anything, stop on by. I know myself and my first mate Corey are going to be there, so if you see us walking around, don't forget to say hello. We're always happy to meet new people, and we're going to get out fishing for the striped bass and the albacore and the bluefish this week. Everybody's prospecting their spots for October 11th, getting out there, and they're a keeper tog here. They're a nice size fish here, so everybody's excited for the season opener. That will be October 11th. We're going to keep this week's report nice and short. Looking forward to see you guys at the show tonight. Wishing everybody bent rods, tight lines, and I'll see you out on the water. Back to you, Matt.
From the Western Sound, we have Nuno Decosta at Tyalurs up in Rye.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. Nuno here from Tyler Tackle in Rye, New York. Weekly roundup, what to expect, what's coming up. Well, the weather's been tough. East wind for days. It's going on a 2-week stretch now. We do have a little pocket coming up in the Sound where the winds drop out this weekend, so it looks very fishable. That being said, it looks like some of this wind pushed some fish down here, as fish were spotted in Milton Harbor yesterday, which is right here in Rye. Bluefish busting all over the surface. Not much on the offshore grounds. Nobody's going out with all this stiff east wind and stuff, so maybe a small pocket coming up for Sunday into Monday. Right now it looks like maybe some of the near shore guys will get a chance to go out as the distance isn't too far to check if those bluefin is still there. But weather has not been our friend. The local guys here from the dock have been getting some porgies and some few spots still. There was still snappers being caught this week. That's probably all on the tailwind of ending right now, just being close to October now, and that's usually when they vacate. Concentration is going to be on striped bass and bluefish here in the Sound, with maybe an occasional sea bass. Look forward to the opener of blackfish on October 11th. Some guys are catching some when the weather windows allow them, and catch and release action. Offshore, we hope to get back out there after this weekend and see what's out there for the rest of the canyon season, rest of the fall run that's out there. Guys, tight lines, go out there and go get them.
Rob Greco of the Long Island Outdoorsman in Rockville Center checks in.
Hello, fisherman readers. This is Robert Greco from Long Island Outdoorsman giving you this week's fishing report. The local reefs such as Atlantic Beach Reef, Hempstead Reef, Rockaway, basically anywhere in the ocean where you're going to be fishing over structure. We're still getting a lot of sea bass, porgy, and bonito. You know, if you want to target the bonito, epoxy jigs or any small jigs such as diamond jigs, deadly dicks, those all producing really well. In the marshes, South Shore, Long Island, Jamaica Bay, Hewlett Bay, Baldwin Bay, in the marshes, you're getting striped bass, bluefish, lures like this, small poppers, 3.5-inch poppers, up to 5-inch poppers. I like them with the rattle. These are by Tsunami, Yozuri, Smack It, whatever your brand of choice is. Those work really well. Okay, so yeah, bluefish, striped bass, and weakfish in the back bays. They're feeding on spearing and peanut bunker right now. And as far as the beach is concerned, we're seeing reports of mullet on the beach. Guys catching schoolies. Haven't really seen a lot of big fish yet, but there's definitely fish to be caught. And the tuna report's been really good as usual. John McMurray's been successful out there with Ron Z's and poppers, getting fish in the 60 to 70-inch range. And shout out to him for another week of solid reports. Thank you guys, and back to you.
Raul Ortiz has a report from around the city area.
Hey guys, Raul Ortiz here, the Urban Angler, with my report. Fishing continues to be good around the city with schoolie bass up to around 15-20 pounds. Western Long Island Sound, Eastern Long Island Sound, plenty of fish around. The further east you go, the better the fishing. On the South Shore beaches of Long Island, same thing. You have a nice run of schoolies and some nice sized fish up to around 20 pounds. I do some fishing in the back bays. There's a lot of bait around, and there's a mix of weakfish, fluke, bluefish, and striped bass. I'm catching some nice sized striped bass, probably over slots and some slot size, even unders. But definitely there's action, and definitely things are starting to shape up. Over the past week, we had a nice northeast wind, easterly winds, and I think that was the ticket to have these fish on the move and biting again. Besides that, it's only going to get better from here on out, guys. Get out there, tight lines, and back to you, Matt.
Don't forget this video is available as a podcast on Google Music. Search for the Fisherman Magazine podcast and subscribe so you can listen to this broadcast along with our other content. Finally, we have a break in the weather. No more northeast winds. Beautiful weather coming up. The fishing's been great. These winds pushed a lot of bait around, a lot of fish into our area. It's going off right now. We got stripers, bluefish, Albies, bonito. Fluke action is through the roof right now, but more importantly, remember there's a big show tonight. I'll be there. The whole Fisherman Magazine team will be there. We hope to see you down there. A lot of great seminars going on. And remember, for this weekend, we have the big surf tournament, the Fred Golofaro Memorial Montauk Classic. I'll either see you at the show or I'll see you at the Classic. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.